How's it? Today is Saturday, August 17th, and in 6 weeks, by the end of September, I'm going to try to PR. My goal is 115 on the snatch. Am I close to that right now? Absolutely not. Am I on track for meeting that goal? Absolutely not. 2 weeks ago, I had 8 weeks, and I also caught COVID. So that meant that I was a whole week out and then a whole week used to get back to just even being physical. And I don't know where that puts me. I do think I can still do it. So that is a positive sign. As far as today goes, sumo deadlifts with some front squats. My hips feel a lot better than they did last week. I know I was complaining about them last Friday and then also on Saturday last week. And like today they feel fine. So that's a positive thing, moving in the right direction. As far as my deadlifts go, going to 150 for 3 sets of 5. Last week I did 140. And last week was one of those weird ones where it was like, because I was coming back from COVID, it's like, oh, like, am I supposed to be doing a certain weight with certain reps and sets? Yeah, probably not. It's a one of those like play it by ear. Like, what if I felt like absolute shit, and I was like, okay, maybe I have to do 140 for these amount of reps and stuff, and that was kind of out of the question. So I just played it by ear. I picked up 140 last week for the first set, and I was like, oh shit, this is super light. So I ended up doing 3 sets of 5, and so I'm just kind of continuing that today with 150. Same idea, like pretty light. Yeah, not much else to say about the deadlifts. I'm trying my best to squeeze my upper back to kind of emulate the start position on my cleans as far as my thorax goes. My hips, of course, and my legs are in a very, very different position, but I can emulate that sort of. I'm trying to make the motion here in my chair. Trying to mimic the thoracic extension over the bar, keeping my chest up and keeping my lats depressed. Not my lats, my shoulder blades depressed, and I feel like that helps a lot for just maintaining upper back tightness and stability and like control overall. Yeah. After that, I moved into my bench presses. Last week was really plagued by some shoulder flexibility, mobility, pain tolerance issues. My right shoulder felt like it was going to explode every time I was pushing off of my chest. And that meant that I ended up doing just 135 for 3 sets of 10, which is lighter than how much I weigh, which I'm not proud of that, but it feels good to be moving back up a little bit in weight. I'm not a super great bench presser and I don't do it that often, but 185 for 3 sets of 10 is super light. It's supposed to be super light. I mean, and like when everything feels good, it does feel very light. Like my shoulder today felt awesome. I am very surprised with how that felt. I'd say 9 out of 10 reps on this set were solid. The last rep was the only one that was a little bit questionable. And then the same thing was true of like the second and third set, if not no pain. So I'm just kind of happy with that. I don't know how it's gonna make me feel in, tomorrow. Usually my shoulders and my rotator cuffs get a little bit fatigued and torn up after coming back from not benching to even benching the first time. So after that, I did some dumbbell rows with my overhead walks after as well. I feel like these are going to be tantamount to my is that a word? Paramount to my success, because this is like my favorite exercise outside of barbell things. Oh, and the pull-up. I think the pull-up and the dumbbell overhead walk are invaluable in my training, and I feel like this is going to help me a lot. I kept the weight a little bit lighter for the second day this week. I know I did 60 earlier this week, and I was like, okay, 60 again should be fine. Same thing with the dumbbell row, actually. I went lighter than I did earlier this week. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shoots.